India film. Have you walked through dense woods alone ever? It is a feeling unparalleled. Here is a bird's eye view of a typical Indian forest, comprising of sal, teak, bamboo, ferns and a host of other flora that make up for a majority of vast Indian forest land.
A satellite picture of Indian landscape would portray what a close view of forest does not.
Sample this frightening scenario. Only 19.39% of total geographical area of India today is forested. That translates to about 63.73 million hectares. But the catch is that 6 million hectares out of this is today classified as degraded forest land. What is frightening is that every year 1 million hectare of forest land is getting degraded. The implication is that if the trend continues, in long future, India would not be left with green forest.
What does that mean for the industries that source their raw materials from the forests? Paper, Indian systems of medicine, plywood.
It's spine-chilling, isn't it?
So what's the way out?
The 1988 forest policy still remains a distant dream. This is why, look at this chart. The cold statistics stare out into our face like a demon. This chart indicates the gross anomalies in available resources towards the regreening process. Thus, the target of 33% of land area under cover of forest and tree remains a far-fetched dream.
As far as projection on fuel wood and industrial timber is concerned, this peace chart says all. The requirement growth is so rapid and the growth in forest land is so tardy that this part of the subcontinent may soon go barren.
Therefore, for achieving 1988 forest policy target of reaching 33% of the land area under forest or tree cover, annually 3 million hectares of land area will have to be regenerated or planted to meet the growing gap between demand and supply. This will need an estimated annual budget of rupees 52,850 million against the average annual availability of rupees 8,160 for forestry and wildlife sector. Some facts are eye-popping.
Alarming, to say the least.
In such a scenario, what is the option for the paper industry?
Option 1.
Indian industry imports paper pulp to manufacture paper.
Option 2.
Indian paper industry shuts down and India becomes net importer of finished paper products.
Option 3.
The government makes provision for supply of wood pulp to Indian paper manufacturers. Working on the option 3, there is a bright idea around. How would it be if the paper manufacturers are given just about 1.2 million hectares of the already degraded forest land by the government of India for at least 20 years and the industry turned it green and used the wood for its raw material and then recultivated forest for more wood and at the end rewarded the government with a whopping 11 lakh jobs, 2.1 million tons of fuel wood, rupees 10,000 crores saving in imports, rupees 10,500 crores revenue generation for the economy every year. Sounds a bit like a fantasy. Well, if we looked around, it's happening in many countries under what is termed as public-private partnership model.